Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. I am Yomi Ope. TT is a little under the weather this morning, but we're sending her lots of love from the studio. I know she's in bed having some chicken soup. Mwah! All right, so we're not done yet this morning. Rania Man is our motivation for today. She is very passionate about Nigerian arts. And we also have the Child Awards package coming your way.
Receive this award. Nigerian Child Award, thank you so much.
But it's the top of the hour, and now we'll bring you the news update with my man Ike.
Right, Yomi, thank you very much. The Kirikiri Lighter Terminal Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has seized a 40-foot container of smuggled army camouflage materials in Lagos. The military apparels imported from China were falsely declared and concealed in rolls of polyester materials and packages of thread. The area controller, Lami Ushishi, explained that the importer's declaration form was set to be 200 packages of thread and 150 packages of polyester materials. During 100% examination of the container by customs officers, 1,732 rolls of plain army uniforms and 2,666 rolls of military camouflage uniforms were uncovered. She also stated that the importation of military apparels require special permit. Ushishi handed over the seized container to the Department of State Security Service. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari, of course, presided over the National Security Council meeting and charged security chiefs to step up the measures in order to ensure that Nigerians are protected at all times. It was the first meeting with security chiefs since his return from London, and it held at his residence in Presidential Villa, Abuja. The meeting went on behind closed doors, and after the meeting, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Gabriel Olonishakin, briefed status correspondents on the outcome of the meeting. All issues causing security concerns, ranging from terrorism to kidnapping, herdsmen, farmer clashes, and then issue of IPOB, were all the issues that were brought on the table for discussions with the president. In other stories, the Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the temporary forfeiture of assets worth 2.5 billion naira belonging to former Petroleum Minister Diezani Alison Madueke. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission presented the court papers detailing the assets in Lagos, Rivers and Abuja. Justice Abdulaziz Anka also wrote that failure of the defending counsel to appear within 14 days will lead to permanent forfeiture of the assets to the federal government. The case has now been adjourned until September the 8th for further hearing. The United Labour Congress has issued a 2-week ultimatum to the federal government over several demands, including the payment of all salary arrears owed Nigerian workers. Other demands include the repair of all roads leading to petroleum refineries and depots to avoid debts, destruction of property and wastage of products. President of the Union, Joe Ajiru, also wants an immediate inauguration of the National Minimum Wage Committee. And wife of the president, Aisha Buhari, has, of course, says that welfare of women and children remain her primary concern, and that's why she conducts medical outreach to those in far and hard-to-reach areas. She said this during the routine health screening exercise at Chachi Village, Tafa local government area of Niger State. Aisha Buhari was represented at the event by the North Central Coordinator for Future Assured Program, Hafsatu Zana. Now, more than 2,000 women and children benefited from the exercise. At the outreach, distributed anti-malaria drugs, cough syrups, as well as food items. The beneficiaries were also trained on how to use local grains to make nutritious food for their babies at low cost. The African Women Lawyers Association has called on the government to ensure the enforcement of child as well as women's rights in the country. The group hosted a parley in Lagos, bringing together female lawyers from across the continent as part of the 57th Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association. Speakers at the event said that child molestation, trafficking and domestic abuse against women are on the rise and should be addressed. They also implored governments to ensure that they meet sustainable goals target through strategic planning. Well, that's the news now. Back to you. Of course, before we return you to Yomi, let's give you the weather update.
Time for the weather update with Super Mike, who's right here.
Yeah, you meant sports, right?
Sports.
Okay. All right, so Nigeria's senior women's team, the Tigress, have returned to the top of Group B of the African Women Basketball Championship, AfroBasket, after blowing away Guinea by 106 points to 33. It was the Nigerian ladies' third straight group win at the AfroBasket competition in Mali. Senegal had momentarily overtaken Nigeria on Tuesday afternoon after defeating Egypt 93-61. Both countries are tied on 8 points, but Nigeria topped the table with a plus 152 points difference, while Senegal have plus 114. The Nigerian women and the Senegalese women will lock horns today in the final group game to determine who finishes top of the group. Nigerian sports journalists have divergent views on their expectations from the team. And then on to tennis. Africa's #1 table tennis player, Aruna Quadri of Nigeria, has cried out for technical support on his preparations for the 2017 ITTF Men's World Cup in Belgium. The African champion, along with Dina Meshref, will represent the continent at the tournament, which holds from the 20th to the 22nd of October. The tournament features 20 of Africa's, the world's best tennis players competing for the highest title in the sport. Now, the Nigerian table tennis star admits that the lack of sponsors has deprived him of getting a coach for himself. He has been playing alone without a personal coach to help build tactics and strategy. And then on to athletics. World 100 meters champion Justin Gatlin has issued an official apology for his drugs ban after he was repeatedly jeered at the just concluded 2017 IAAF World Championship in London. Now, he was found guilty and banned twice previously. Gatlin has been portrayed as a villain at the London 2017 after beating Usain Bolt in the Jamaicans' final 100 meters race. Now, the American admits that it hurts to be booed by a 56,000 strong crowd. Now, Gatlin revealed that before he got sentenced for doping, he attended an apology to the World Athletics body. Now, the two-time world champion says he hopes to be treated differently on his next visit to London. Now, against expectations of a world record move for an 18-year-old, French big spenders PSG are in talks with rivals Monaco to take their striker Kylian Mbappe on loan. Now, reports indicate that PSG are proposing to take Mbappe on a one-year loan deal and sign him next summer. Now, the deal will also involve winger Lucas Moura joining Monaco. The French club, owned by Qatar government, has just signed Brazilian forward Neymar for a world record fee of about £200 million from Barcelona earlier this month. The proposed loan move for Mbappe is to help PSG avoid UEFA fair play sanctions if a permanent deal was done this summer. And of course, still smarting from the loss of Neymar to PSG, Barcelona finding it hard to replace the Brazilian. Now, Barca will look to the same French club as they turn to Argentine winger Angel Di Maria if all fails in their pursuit of Felipe Coutinho from Liverpool and Ousmane Dembele from Borussia Dortmund. Now, in addition to the former Manchester United midfielder, Di Maria, Barcelona are also keen on Nice Ivory Coast midfielder Jean-Michel Seri. Seri has a 36.5 million pounds release clause in his Nice contract. Now, the Spanish Giants could also be hit by another earthquake transfer as English Premier League side Manchester City are interested in triggering a whooping £300 million release clause for Lionel Messi. Now, Manchester City have held talks with the representatives of the Argentine forward to link up with his former manager, Pep Guardiola. Now, Nigerian coach at Kent FA in England spoke with the TVC Breakfast about the possibility of a second world record move in the same transfer window. Ajax defender Davison Sanchez is set to undergo medical on Tuesday. Of course, that was yesterday, ahead of a move to English Premier League side Tottenham Hotspur. Now, once he passes the medical, the Colombian is expected to sign a 6-year deal worth £42 million. He has been capped twice by Colombia. Sanchez was Ajax's Player of the Year and joined the club from Colombian side Atlético Nacional last summer. And on that note, we have to round up on sports update.
Thanks so much, Mike, for that.
It doesn't flow. I wanted to say
I'm still looking forward to this Saturday, and I hope to bring us some news about that tomorrow.
There will be.
Something
at least
special
before the weekend, maybe Friday also.
Happening.
There
it's going
should
to be pretty big.
Yeah, it has to be.
Big.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks so much, Mike. All right, so we're going to take another look at today's papers, and we're starting with the Vanguard. Security chiefs get orders on Boko Haram, IPOB, others. That's on the cover of Vanguard this morning. And it says, it's a wrong approach, says Afenifere, and then IPOB, not a terrorist organization. That's the ECLA and also the ILT. Still on the cover of the Vanguard, we have appointments. Igbo leaders, ECA senators kick as Buhari pledges fair deal for Indigbo. We want restructuring. That's according to Southeast senators and others. And then JAM fixes varsity's cutoff mark at 120. 120, wow, what's the world coming to? Polytechnics, 100. And then Nigeria's monthly import bill rises by 95% to 588 billion naira, according to the CBN. Then Diazani, court orders temporary forfeiture of 2.6 billion naira property. That's all on the cover of Vanguard this morning. And then we have Daily Sun, Buhari to service chiefs, crush security threats. That's on the cover of the Sun this morning. And then police nab 26 highway robbers, kidnappers. You will find that in page 4 of the Daily Sun this morning. And still on the cover, Labour gives federal government 2-week ultimatum over workers' welfare. And then Olubadan explodes over 32 Kings saga. And still on the cover of Daily Sun, Ariwa youths insist on Biafra referendum, differ with Buhari on Nigeria's unity. And then still on the cover of the Daily Sun, FG lifts ban on post-UTME as JAM releases cutoff marks. That's all on the cover of the Daily Sun this morning. And then finally, we have The Guardian. Again, crush IPOB, Boko Haram, others. Now, Buhari orders the military. That's on the cover of The Guardian this morning. And then he pledges better deal for the Southeast to build second Niger bridge. President works from home as rodents invade his office. And then a couple of other smaller stories still on the cover of The Guardian. JAM crashes cutoff marks into universities and others. And again, court orders temporary forfeiture of Alison Madukwe's property. And then also, 27 states spend 106 billion naira on 35 universities in 1 year. So all these are the newspaper headlines that we have this morning. So the Nigerian Child Awards, which is the first of its kind, recently held in Lagos. It was dedicated to celebrating outstanding feats of children who have contributed significantly to technology, media, the environment, arts, and many more. Let's take a look at this package.
It was a night of excitement and reward as the first edition of the Nigerian Child Awards took place in Lagos, bringing together people from all walks of life to recognize children making relevant contributions to various fields of our national life. Right now I am with Winnie Eka-Williams, and she's one of the nominees for the awards at the Nigerian Child Awards 2017. Winnie, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank
It's
you.
really good to see you.
You too.
Are you excited?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so tell me, I want to know, how you feel, how did you feel when you heard about being nominated for Nigerian Child Awards?
Surprised, shocked, happy, of course.
Okay, so what are you expecting this evening?
Okay, I'm expecting to see other children that are older or within my age group, and also, doing something to help Nigeria.
I'm here to support Winnie for her great achievement.
Oh, that's cool. So, what are you looking forward to seeing this evening?
I'm looking forward to making new friends and food and everything.
Tomsi Ogunubi was nominated for an award here at the Nigerian Child Awards 2017. So I just want to find out from her mom, how does it feel to be here again?
Feels good. Feels good.
So what are you expecting from the evening, from the event?
I think for me and for other members of the family, she's not here, so we're representing her. What we want to see is to be inspired by other children that are getting awards. It feels right to think, okay, it's not just my daughter, let's see what others are doing.
Right now, I'm with Honorietta Remet, and she's the Child Arts Personality of the Year. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
How does it feel to be nominated for an award so young,
It's not surprising because I've had an award before, so I'm getting used to it. And I think that every child should be able to get an award at this age.
Okay, great. It was not all about awards. Many of the children brought their A game in terms of fashion, confidently pulling off outfits they had chosen themselves. I cannot get over this attire. So, how did you come about this piece? Did you choose the design or did your parents decide on it?
My parents decided on it.
I like what you're wearing. I want to know what's the idea behind this. Did you pick this or did your parent pick it for you?
I picked it.
Alright, I like your hair. So, how did you come about this?
There's this style called Bantu knot, and you're supposed to do it to your whole hair. I just decided to do it for my front hair, so.
The event kicked off with a speech from the representative of the Lagos State Governor at the event.
The government places high premium on children in our society, considering the fact that they are the leaders of tomorrow.
And then came the awards, which the recipients were grateful for.
Nigerian Child Award, thank you so much. I am honored. I would like to thank the Nigerian Child Award organizers for giving me this award, and I dedicate this award to God Almighty.
As the event came to an end, it was clear that the achievements of these children had inspired everyone present, both young and old.
It's inspiring to see kids who are pushing the envelope, building apps, OAPs, environmentalists,
I am absolutely wowed about this event. I am seeing young children between the ages of 9 to 13, 14, 15 doing amazing things.
I saw and have seen how much that youths need to be mentored and encouraged and given support because they are our future.
How do you feel about the turnout this evening and the response and everything?
Awesome. We didn't believe that the parents will actually come up. You know, as God does his things, they are here. And we had a lot of people, we had the kids come out and they were celebrated and it was great. It was actually great.
That's it from me. I've been here covering the Nigerian Child Awards 2017 for Wake Up Nigeria. Keep watching.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going straight to the kitchen to find out what Beyonce and Mary have been up to in the past hour. I hope that food is tasty.
Welcome back to the kitchen. So, Beyonce.
Yeah. So
I see the balls are ready.
Yes.
Could you take us through the process again?
Okay. So we saw how we mashed the bowl, the yam.
Yam.
Yes. So we molded it into a bowl.
Yeah.
Now what you do is make your egg wash. Like egg wash is egg, just egg, break egg and whisk it together.
Do you have to remove the egg white?
No.
Both
Just
of them?
yes, both of them.
Okay.
Whisk it together and the breadcrumbs separately. So what you do is you dip in your bowls into the yam balls.
The yam balls, that is.
into
the
egg
okay.
and into the breadcrumbs. Then you fry. So when we're frying currently, so you don't need to fry for too long. You know what you want to do is just make it crisp outside and.
Is it a little at a time? Because I noticed you put just 4.
You don't see as you know the yam is really tender. You don't want to crowd it. So in the process of scooping it out, you end up
fall apart.
Yes. Okay. So you don't want it to fall apart and all.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
so,
let's take a look at the sauce. It
meanwhile,
looks very busy, busier than the last time we saw it.
Yes. The egg has gone into it.
Okay.
Remember, it was just the egg missing. The sausage, the smoked sausages and the smoked fish, they were in already. So it's just the egg that is left. And
so the egg is cooking right now.
Yeah. So we try to mix it and all as much as possible because we want to scramble it.
Okay.
We want the scrambled effect on it. So
okay.
Yes, while this is frying, this is also cooking.
Let's go over this process again for those who are probably just tuning
yes,
in.
You're going to cook down your tomatoes, habanero, and onions.
For 15 minutes?
Yes, for 15 minutes. For there about 10-15 minutes. If it's not still cooked, cook it longer.
Okay.
There's no...
definite
yes,
time.
It's not definite. It's what you see. That's how you judge.
Okay.
So when you're sure it's ready, add your smoked sausages first.
Okay.
Then add your smoked fish later.
Okay.
Then you add your eggs.
Okay.
So yes, these are the eggs.
There are some people who actually like their pepper fresh, like still having that taste. How many minutes should they have it on?
About 8 minutes.
8 minutes?
Yes, 8 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because this is not even, because it's still going to cook longer because the eggs will still go into it, so it still cooks more, know. So you don't really need to overcook it at the initial process, because you're still cooking it. So you can see this is coming together.
Quite nicely
and it smells nice, honestly.
Yeah, it does.
So, well, we have to check, we have to keep an eye on this.
Yeah, I was going to say
sure.
that.
Yeah.
How many minutes should we look at each time we put
5
the balls?
minutes.
5 minutes?
Yes.
Both sides or one side?
You're deep frying it.
Okay.
Yes, you want to deep fry it, so you don't want any... So, touch it. You see it's crisp?
Yeah, it is.
Yes. So you want it golden brown. You don't want it brown or golden brown. That's the standard.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So far, so good. We have a smoky
egg
sauce
and yam balls.
That's what we're having today. And Beyonce has taken us through the process again. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the eventual outcome of all of this, and I'm sure you are too. So you just keep watching. I'm going to take you right back to Yomi now. It's still Wake Up Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much, Mary. Now, Israeli actor, director, and producer Royan Mann runs a performing art workshop across different cities in Nigeria. Her immense contribution to the development of acting in Nigeria is quite commendable. As a membership director of Women in Film and Television, WIFTIN, she and her colleagues have ensured the mentorship of hundreds of girls in secondary schools. Ronya is a mother of two. She's the CEO of Ronya Man Arts. Let's take a look at this mini feature and then come back and meet this elegant actress and director.